Okay, since I keep forgetting to do this, I figured I'd get it out of the way before I forget. For some reason, I've been doing coffee recently, so I figured I'd do one of my favorite coffees, Cubita. Now, this is I believe, dark roast. Should I bother reading on the back? Might as well. Enjoys the rich taste and aroma of Cuba's finest coffee in the comfort of your very own home with Cubita Premium Cuban Coffee. Made from 100% Cuban Arabica beans grown in the lush climate of the Sierra. There is a bit of a scrape here, but I believe it's Sierra Maestra Mountains. Cubita is expertly dark roasted to bring out an intense full-bodied flavor perfect for your espresso and cappuccino machine or drip coffee maker. I use a drip coffee maker now. It smells good. I wouldn't call it necessarily a bold dark roast, but I will say it is a couple notches above medium. As I said, this is one of my favorite coffees. I rather enjoy it. Unfortunately, it is Cuban, so if you're from the US, pretty sure it's illegal. But oh well. Now, I already have it in my metal Grill Master coffee mug. And I am drinking it black because I want to get the full flavor of the coffee. It has an almost like a burnt caramel, but in a positive way. Like whenever somebody mentions something along the lines of burnt food, it's never your first reaction is not a positive one because very few people like burnt food, though I did meet one person who did like it. He was not fresh off the boat when I met him, but a first generation Italian immigrant who hated Italian food. He liked everything very, very well done. In other words, like burnt. I think the reason being he must have gotten severe food poisoning, whether he was a kid or got food poisoning, because I know he served time in the Italian army, but it would have definitely been after the Second World War. He might have been a kid growing up during the Second World War. He may have been about that age, but I never asked him about it anyways. Burnt caramel and just an overall nice coffee flavor. Taste, and bear in mind I am sipping it because this is a coffee I like to savor, and one I usually drink black anyways, so why I mentioned drinking it black, I don't know, but it is black. I didn't put any sugar or milk or cream or creamer in it. It is 100% pure unadulterated coffee. Has a dark, like a dark, again, burnt root flavor to it, but not a root like you will expect from, say, something like a potato, like an herbal root. Not really ginger, but let me put it to you this way: it's a kind of dark burnt root you would use to flavor a dish. It wouldn't be the actual dish. Somewhat earthy. Bitter, but in a pleasant way. I am drinking this quite hot, so bear in mind my tongue is being, as was pretty much all past and probably all future coffees, unless it's an iced coffee or something. I am drinking this rather hot, as coffee should be drunk, I believe. Earthiness to it, again, burnt, not necessarily burnt caramel, but along the lines of burnt something sweet, but like not cloyingly sweet. So I guess caramel can be cloying at times. Something sweet that's meant to be savored, but it's burnt a little bit. And maybe it's because actually, no, it's been a while since I had a pipe. It's been at least 40, at least half an hour, if not closer to 45 plus minutes since I last had a pipe. But there is a slight smokiness to it. And not something smoky like smoked meat. I think smoked meat, I think something savory and barbecue. This has a smokiness like a like an aromatic wood smokiness. So I'm trying to think specifically what sort of aromatic wood that will be, and I must confess I am not one to burn aromatic anything unless it's tobacco. But don't get me wrong, the smokiness is not tobacco. It's actually when I factor in the burnt sweet character, part of me wants to say like smoky or burning maple leaves. But that's not really accurate, but it's the closest I can up with, like a smoked, like burning maple or burning maple leaves. But it's very much in the background, very faint. And there's when I say spicy, I don't mean hot spicy, which is what most people expect. I don't even mean peppery spicy like what we'll get from Perique, but slightly like a savory baking spice, something one would use in a not in cake but in bread. And as the coffee is slowly but surely cooling down, there's almost a butter flavor to it, which is very confusing to me. This is the first time I've actually sat down and tried to analyze this. Usually I just drink it like I enjoy it, but I am by no means thinking about it. I'm just enjoying it as I do something else along the day, whether it's work or computer related or what have you. But there's a slight butteriness to it. And I'm pretty sure, well, I don't see how it can be any sort of dairy because I haven't added any dairy to this coffee, and I've been drinking my coffee black for a couple of months now. So I don't see how it can be any sort of like residual cream in the coffee cup or what have you. It's not really so much in the flavor, but in the mouthfeel. But then again, that may be due more to how much coffee I put in the filter, because I tend to make a very strong cup of coffee. Like, I tend to fill up the entire filter and not make a late coffee or a medium coffee. I tend to use a lot of coffee grounds when I make a cup of coffee. So maybe the buttery mouthfeel is more to how much coffee I use. So I will think that will make it more bitter and maybe more acidic than creamy is the wrong word, but smooth. Right now, this coffee is very smooth. And it is a really, really good cup of coffee. Not necessarily the best coffee I've had. In fact, the ethical bean lush is almost on par with this. I'll probably have to taste the two side by side to decide which one is better. Like, they both have a different mouthfeel and flavor to them, but I don't know. Excuse me, but that felt good. And bear in mind, taste is subjective. My rating for this is I'm not going to factor price into the equation, though it is great money for the value. I think a 460 gram bag is either $8.99 or $9.99, and most, like, I've seen coffee that's been like 12, 13 bucks for the same amount. But when you take the value, like the actual price out of it, which I am going to do because I want to, like, part of me wants to give this, actually I am going to give this 2 ratings. When you factor the cost of a bag, and there's no sales tax, so you're paying the price posted. You're not paying the price posted plus, in my province, 13% above that. Definitely a 92. But when you take the price out, and this is very tough for me to decide because I tend to be let's just say it, I tend to be a very cheap person. I don't want to spend more than I have to. But taking price out, it's I'm going to say 85. But that 85 may very well be a biased score, just due to the fact that for the price you're getting a very good value. So keep that in mind. I am trying not to be biased in regards to, quality versus how much you pay, but I really can't help it, So anyways, 85 with LT value factored in, and at least the 92 when you factor in the quality and the like of how much you get now. If you are in Canada, bear in mind I live in Ontario, so it might be different in your province. You can get the ground Cubita coffee at Metro, which is where I got this particular bag, and Fortino's, but it's ground. When I go to my tobacconist, I think it's because my tobacconist sells Cuban cigars, so I guess in their mind it makes sense for them to sell Cuban coffee. I will buy a pound bag of whole bean and ground it myself. Now, saying that, is there a difference in what's in here versus when it comes to pre-ground versus whole bean grind yourself? I'm probably gonna say no. Or if it is, it's slight. I just like the sort of morning ritual of grinding my own coffee. It's part of my routine. I don't know why. It's absolutely ridiculous, but, well, it is what it is. I mean, not to put it this way, it has been a very long time since it's been a couple months since I bought a bag of whole beans, but that's more due to the fact that I don't want to go to my tobacconist for coffee. I want to go to my tobacconist for tobacco, and I usually order tobacco online if for no other reason than even if I do get dinged by customs, I tend to pay less. Like, yeah, I want to support my local tobacconist, but I don't want to support the high price versus even when you do pay the taxes, ordering online, paying cheaper. Anyways, take care everybody, have yourselves a great day, and bye.